Ready.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Welcome to Crafty Bees, Florida. I'm Gayle.
I'm Christina.
It is January 18th, 2025.
Yep.
I can't believe the month is already half over.
I know, right? I keep saying that.
Yeah, I
feel
say
like
that.
It just started.
I know.
Episode 22.
Yes. Yeah.
That's hard to believe, too.
I know. We keep saying we're going to...
We should be better at this.
I know. Well, we had such a long break, and then we said, okay, we're going to get back to it, and it's still been over a month, so...
Well, we said we were going to do it monthly.
Oh, okay. All right.
January.
Okay.
We're just not fast knitters, so if you guys need... Even with a month, I think we have just a few things that are finished. Lots of stuff that are whips, and...
That's true.
Some acquisitions.
Oh, some wonderful acquisitions.
Yeah.
And some knit-along and crochet-alongs to talk about.
Yeah. So we've got
fun stuff.
Jam-packed session.
Yeah, for sure. So welcome to any new viewers.
Yes.
And welcome back to our faithful friends.
Yep.
So this is a podcast where we talk about all things fiber, knitting, crocheting, and then we always talk a little about beekeeping towards the end.
Yeah.
Although it's the winter time, I don't know how much.
Yeah, I was
beekeeping
going to
we
say
have to
in the
talk
summer
about.
we talk about it more, but because in the
Yeah.
winter we kind of leave the bees alone.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing.
That's okay.
Yeah. Why don't you tell everybody what you're wearing?
Oh, well, this is the Pop Rocks shawl by Callie Monster. And it's knitted in Emma's yarn.
I love those colors.
I know, I love them too. Foxy Lady.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's been a while since I made it. I don't remember the other colors, but it's alpaca silk and then, sorry.
I don't know. I can't help you. It's on some episode where you showed it for the first time.
It is. You'll have to go back and look. And I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, there you go. Put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
We'll go back and look for you. You guys don't have to.
There you go.
Well, I
What
love
are you
it.
wearing?
I love it. Oh, this is the Magna Flora, and it's by, I think, Allison Hartzell is her name. And this is just a cotton yarn from Emma's Yarn. I believe it's denim or blue jeans. Is
really
the name
pretty.
of it, the yarn. So
It's a very cute pattern.
it's really summery. It's lovely to wear out in the summertime, and we're gonna go out. We've got a little fundraising event to do after this, so it's fancy enough to wear out, and you know, it's great for summertime. Although next week it's gonna get really cold.
I know. We got a little break.
We
I went
did.
outside. It's 75 today.
I know, it was lovely. I was out there. I took Coop. We want to talk about what we've been doing. I've just been training the dog. I took him out to Sneed
Every
Island.
day.
I know. I took him to Sneed Island to walk, and he did real good. So
Good.
yeah, we're making progress slowly but surely. He's very dog reactive. He used to be dog and people reactive, but now people can come up and pet him, and he's fine with bikes going by, people going by, runners. He doesn't pay any attention to any of that. So one thing down, working on the dogs, and we saw a few of them today, and went to the dog park. Those people at the dog park must hate me because I never take him in. I just walk him up and down that fence, and those dogs always are like bananas. Like, who is that? And he's not coming in here.
Well,
and you know,
and that's why you don't take them in.
Well,
That is really dangerous because at least you have control over him. I mean,
did
when
you hear?
I saw your Facebook post.
Yes, and
that
then
is devastating.
so it's a dog park just north of here, and apparently the dogs got into a fight, and one of the owners was armed and shot one of the dogs and killed one of the dogs that was in the fight.
Well, I saw that the owner with the gun asked the owner of the other dog to grab their dog and control him, and the woman could not control her dog. And so what are you going to do? The one that was killed was a pit bull, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the owner with the gun had a golden doodle, I think.
Yes, it was.
And so
yeah,
it's a sad situation.
It's a sad situation no matter which way you go with it, and that's why I never would take him in. I mean, we go to the dog park all the time, and there's a fight every day. Coop never goes in. We're just walking to work on his reactivity, and but there's always a fight, and I feel terrible for the dogs, and I feel terrible for the humans too, because I can't imagine how stressful that is.
Yeah. There's nothing good about any of it.
Yeah.
There's no winners in that situation.
Yeah, with a tough situation. So we don't do dog parks. But Coop uses the dog parks. We both use them. I'm like, those people must really dislike us, because sometimes Coop doesn't do well and he barks at them, and people are like, I'm sure they're like, what is this woman doing? But if you've got a reactive dog, it keeps everybody safe.
Right.
And then you can just kind of keep going until all of a sudden they're like, whatever, it's like desensitizing.
Sure.
So
I think that's a great idea. That's very smart.
Oh,
You're a very responsible dog owner, and I'm telling you, I was telling my husband this morning, I was like, Christina, because when I saw your post, I told him about it, and I said, Christina is the most responsible dog owner I have ever seen, and it was a good example to me when you came to the market. I was doing the farmer's market last Saturday, and you brought Coop, and you were just continuously scanning the people and the dogs.
Yes.
You couldn't even pay attention to our conversation,
No.
and I understood. I was like, wow, you know what? You were working.
One day, and he's 14 months old, so he's still young. But one day, the goal is that I can come to the market and not have to be so vigilant, because I know he's not going to react. He's going to be, he's going to be stable and non-responsive to what's happening, other than just keep an eye out, because that's his job.
Right. Yeah.
I was walking him the other morning, and it's dark. I walk him. We usually leave the house about 5:45, so it's dark. And some guy was coming on the road, and Coop eyed him. He saw him ahead of time and gave him a little woof when he went by. And the guy's like, "Oh, he's rambunctious this morning." We probably passed him before in the daylight, but I don't know who it was. And I was thinking to myself, well, that was kind of his job. He just did his job.
Yeah,
he didn't get crazy.
For sure.
He didn't go bananas. He just was like, I see you. You stay over there on your side of the road.
And that's got to give you a good feeling too.
I do. I like that. I like that a lot.
Go anywhere and know that you're safe.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Anyway, that's enough about Coop.
Yeah, okay.
Which I totally will talk about Coop all day, so stop me. Gayle's like, yes, she will.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm the same about all my animals.
Well, does
we won't
everybody
even go
know
into
about
that.
Alfie?
I don't think anybody knows about Alfie.
Do tell.
Oh,
my
God.
hair's a disaster today.
Alfie is...
Put it up on hot.
Alfie is a hot mess.
Well, you have to tell everybody who Alfie is.
Alfie is our new puppy. You all met Izzy, our little Shih Tzu, and I started noticing... We've had her for about 9 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't have anybody to play with. When I go out of town, I board her with my friend Carrie, who has a few small dogs.
Right.
A Shih Tzu and then a Shih Tzu mix. And Izzy has the best time playing with them.
I know, you started feeling guilty.
I know. I was like, she has a better time there than she does at home, because Ranger, our golden retriever, is 10 years old now. He doesn't want to play with a little dog. So I thought, Izzy needs a companion. So I started looking, and Alfie is a rescue. He comes from Underdog Rescue, which we're going to see tonight at our charity event.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
They had a Facebook post and said, who's going to be here? And I said, I am. So anyways,
Awesome.
Alfie is... We're not really sure what he is. I think he's Havanese.
Do you know what he is? He's cute as a button.
He is cute.
Do you have a picture?
I do have a picture.
He's a bundle of energy and cute as a button.
He sure is.
So it probably took him and Izzy a little while because he probably came in hot, didn't he?
He did. He came in,
Because he's younger. Izzy's what, 3?
3 or 4.
3 or 4
yeah,
years
maybe even
old.
a little older.
And Alfie's maybe
6
he's
months.
not even a year.
No,
yeah.
he's not. He's
So he's
very
got
much
a lot
puppy.
of puppy energy.
Oh God, yeah. He's
He's brought the energy to the house.
He sure
He's
has.
like, wake up, everybody!
He
Here we
has.
go.
God, I don't know why I can't find a good picture of him. I have some.
All of them are beautiful. Just one.
Okay, all right.
Oh my God.
Here's Alfie.
Oh my God.
Alfie is giving everybody a run for their money, I'll tell you that. But and for the first month or so, Izzy did not know what to make of him, and he would just go and jump right on top of her and knock her over and bite her ears. But now she's really enjoying it.
Yeah, she's giving as good as she's getting.
She is.
Good for
she's
her.
So I think it's going to work out. I think they're going to be really good playmates.
No,
so
that's great.
And Ranger just kind of is the referee. In the beginning,
right?
Alfie would jump up on Ranger too, and he did not want that. But now he's kind of turned into the old grandpa. He lets Alfie.
I was gonna say, when I walked in, Alfie jumped on him, and Ranger just was like, "Whatevs."
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
And Alfie will, bite his ears a little bit or jump up on him, and
he just lets him play.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's kind of cute.
So you're bringing some energy back to everybody.
Exactly.
That's good.
That's a good thing. I think we needed a little bit of that. Maybe not quite as much as we've got, but he just got neutered a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
So hopefully the lowering of the testosterone a little bit is going to help some of that excess energy. I'm not sure.
You might still have a little bit of time before his being quite hopeful that
and that's okay. You know what? He is really very entertaining. He has a very entertaining little personality. So we're happy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
I said to Adrian, he was like, "Are you going to introduce Alfie on the episode?" And I said, "I don't know. People are going to think, what kind of crazy girls are these? How many animals do they have?" Every time we're on an episode,
we have a new animal. Well, there you go. We got a full house, but that's okay. You know what? If you can take care of them, more power to you. And then, they're kept in. They're
Yep.
All their shots are kept up. So
exactly right.
My dogs eat better than me.
Oh, mine too.
For Pete's sake.
Most expensive food.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know.
Whatever.
We'll talk knitting now.
Yeah, let's talk knitting. So, yeah.
You got finished objects? I only have little ones, and I forgot one. I mean, I don't even know where it is.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really have finished objects. I have, I was showing you my sweater, my son's sweater.
Let's see it.
All right, let's see it. Okay.
I'm sure someone can help you out with this one.
Okay. Well, I would love that, because here it is. It's finished. But
yeah,
he's a man, and there's no way his arm is going to fit in that sleeve. So I don't know if I should have blocked the sleeves first, because it's see how it goes up.
But now you seamed it to here. So here was the armhole all the way to here. And then your sleeve just ended up being a little...
Right.
I mean, did you do it stitch for stitch?
Well, that I don't know, because, when you do... I don't think I've ever made anything with set-in sleeves like this before. I typically do something that's top down in the round.
Right.
So the sleeves are all attached. But to add sleeves on, you have to do that stitch where, you're picking it up and stitching it together here so it looks like another stitch. So I don't know how you would how do you count stitch for stitch, you know?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But did it say when you put your sleeve on, did your pattern say to...
No, you know what?
Because sometimes they say pick up, but you know, that's when you're picking it up and you're not
right
putting it on there.
Yeah,
but I mean, I would think it would
together.
still say every
You know
2
what?
stitches of the sweater
No.
to 1 stitch of the...
This was my Norwegian yarn.
Right.
And so, you know, those Norwegian girls.
They know how to do it, and they don't have to put it all. They don't. Is that? I'm
yes,
sorry.
They
I
don't
just
have
cut
to
you
write. No, you're right. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't write it all out. They expect you to be an adult like they are, who grew up knitting. And
like, I don't know.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
You might have to take those arms out.
I think I'm going to have to, because that, you know, it's a beautiful sweater.
It's
a beautiful
sweater.
yarn, and I need to.
But you know what?
fix it.
I'm gonna say there's nothing more frustrating than having a problem like that.
Yeah, here I thought, all right, I'm going to have it done for this episode. I
Mm-hmm.
sat down last night, started doing it, and I was like, wait, what is happening here? Well, you know, last week when we were at that little yarn
Shop. Mm-hmm.
I brought this with me, and everybody was like, oh, that'll block
Well, that wasn't
right out.
even your issue. Your issue was you thought that your sleeves
Right.
were 2 different
I
sizes.
did, and they are, but
It's so insignificant, the size difference. I can't even believe that you saw that. But I mean,
yeah. And so
no.
you know, the designer had like a YouTube video that she referred to on how to do the sleeves.
Okay.
But the woman in the video, and it was very good, it showed me how to join, you know, it was basically how to join stitches that are going the opposite direction like this,
Right.
as in a sleeve. But she had a start point, which I thought would have been at the bottom, and when I held the sleeve up, I was like, well, wait, my sleeve is, you know, the hole is all the way down here, way bigger
Right.
than the sleeve was. But I think maybe I should have blocked the sleeves first
Oh, okay.
to have them be a
Mhm.
little more flat, because
Okay. Well,
yeah,
undo it, block your sleeves,
I'm
and
gonna
try
do it.
again.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Next
gonna wait
year.
a year. No, you know, that's the thing. I was like, all right, this is what happens when you wait a year and a half from when you started it. Because, like, I don't remember why, you know, I guess I could go back and look at the pattern, because I did follow a pattern. But I'm like, I don't
This
remember.
is no
why.
judgment. We
Okay.
totally understand, don't we, guys? We totally get it.
People are
We've all been
judging.
here.
Come on now.
No.
People are watching.
This is judgment-free zone.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know. People are going to be pretty judgy about the fact that I waited a year and a half and then couldn't get my sleeves right.
Do you know what? If there's anybody out there who hasn't waited a year and a half to finish a project, they haven't been knitting long enough.
Oh,
Give them
thank
some
you.
time, and they too will do that.
Well, maybe somebody will have some suggestions for me.
Yeah.
If they've had this issue before, because
Yeah,
I have just never made a sweater like this, and I'm going
No,
to fix
me
it though.
either.
Because I really want my son to have it while it's still cold out. They're
Are
freezing
you
up
sure
there.
that you cast on the right amount of stitches?
Of course not.
Oh.
How do I remember what I did a year and a half ago? No.
Well, what
don't.
size did you make? You could count them.
I could count them. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I'll
Yeah,
have to
I would
really...
count them first before I did anything. But if you could
Yeah.
block it so that it stretches out for that, to fit that whole hole, because that hole seems right to me for a guy in a nice loose sweater, because you might put a t-shirt underneath it, so
Right.
it needs to have a little bit of space.
It's all wool, so and it's non-superwash wool, so it's going to be a little scratchy. You're going to have to put something under it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's very nice.
Thanks. Well, enough about my failures. All our episodes are about Gayle Goodfriend's failures as a knitter. Show us something good.
Let me show you my wonky. These and Mitts That Fit is the name of the pattern.
Oh, is that true?
Well, apparently, okay. Perfect Fit Mitts by Annalise Knitting is the pattern. And so they're cute.
They are cute.
Yeah.
Cute yarn.
Yeah. This is Emma's yarn. I think this is Lucky Charm. I'm gonna tell you guys for sure. Emma's yarn, Lucky Charm, and then the yellow and the orange are Practically Perfects in Emma yarn, and Yellow Submarine and Thai Tea is the orange.
Super
and
cute.
So they're super cute, and I did them exactly opposite, but go ahead and put one on. Perfect Fit Mitts are kind of loosey-goosey. See? We've got all this loose fabric here.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Or a fat wrist. Or, I don't know, maybe...
Fat hands. I don't know. But, I mean...
They're comfy.
This is okay, and this...
Yeah.
And so, I made one like it had to be months ago. And then I didn't like how it fit, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make another one. And I just decided I'm just making the other one. I'm going to finish this.
Oh.
And you know what? They're not perfect, but...
They're warm.
They're warm enough, and I can type with them on. So I might need them next week.
Yes.
It's supposed to be cold.
That's right.
So I'm not going to complain.
Cute.
They're
very cute.
They're okay. And
have you ever made gloves or mittens before?
I have not.
So
I haven't made them before, but I have I have a pattern in my, Ravelry favorites that has like beading and, some cables and stuff. So I'm really glad that I made these to get an idea of how many stitches are around for my hand, and then, what I need to have in order. It's kind of like a sock. Everybody probably likes them to fit a little bit different.
Right.
And as long as you have your thumb and your fingers correct, right? Your hand and your finger, where your thumb comes out. That's the important piece.
Did you do a gauge swatch?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Gauge swatch for mittens.
Oh.
That's a lot of work.
True. Yes, I am famous for not swatching anything. So.
I swatch for sweaters and stuff, but stuff like this, it just...
Well, maybe that's why they're loosey-goosey.
Well, I'm sure you're right. I'm positive you're right. But they're fine, and
they're very cute.
They're going to work well. So no complaints. You know what I was doing this last week or two? Trying to finish my old whips. And this was one. It had been months ago that I finished one. So I finished the other one. And then I'm like, oh, look, I have socks.
Those are amazing.
And so this is self-striping socks.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
and it's no pattern. I
adorable.
just made it. And so I'm, I like them. The yarn is Turtle Purl. I got it off of Etsy. And the colorway is Bruised. I know, right? As when you start, it's like, oh, those are beautiful purples, and now you're looking at it like it is like a bruise. It is like a bruise.
The different stages of bruising.
I know.
Who thought that up?
I know, right? A little twisted. Should be Twisted Turtle Purl. Because remember the other one, the brown one I did was Ride a Cowboy.
Oh, right.
So I finished these. So got these done. And off the needles so that I could get another sock cast on.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. What do you got in your whips? Those are all of our finished objects. Yeah. Oh, but I'll tell you guys, I made a little dog sweater too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was trying to get the shawl done. that we showed last time. I was trying to get that done, but I had to stop because it got cold. And my husband's like, Christina, Sammy is cold. What are you going to do? Sammy's our 16-year-old. He'll be 16 this year, min pin. So we have to keep him warm. So I stopped in the middle and broke out my Wonderfluff from Knit Picks. And I used this pattern. Got the pattern here. And it's, what's it called? It's just a knit dog coat by Yarn Inspirations. It's free, so it's still a free little pattern. And I gave it to Sam. Sam's been wearing it, and I couldn't find it.
Oh.
I looked for it all night yesterday. I said, I'll find it tomorrow. I know it's just going to appear. Do you ever do that? Like,
yes.
things just suddenly appear.
Yeah.
They don't. So I never did find it.
Sometimes they do. We were on the phone and I said, listen, go away from that yarn. Say a little prayer to St. Anthony.
You did.
And what did I tell you?
Yes, I called her because I was so angry. I couldn't find this yarn that I had purchased that I got on sale. And it was driving me bananas not to be able to find it. And so I called her and she was like, don't worry, just say a little prayer. It'll be fine. She talked me off the ledge. I don't know what I was getting all upset about. I wasn't knitting it with it right then.
I know. You were just so annoyed that you couldn't find it. And you found it before we hung up.
Yep.
So you should have called me about Sammy's sweater.
I should have called you about Sammy's sweater. So I did finish that too. It's not perfect, but I had like a day and a half to get it done.
No.
Because it was...
Sammy's not noticing, is he?
No, he was cool. He was cool with it. He was cool with it. Hopefully he was warm with it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm sure at this point he's like, Mom, quit putting the sweater on me.
Oh.
But he's cute as a little button in it.
Yeah.
Maybe I took a picture of it. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I might have taken a picture of him in this silly sweater. Let's see. Oh, there he is. There's my fat little Sam walking around in his cool blue sweater.
Nice and warm.
So yeah, I just put a little cable on it and tried to make it look a little bit better because it didn't fit him exactly. But I was like, he's okay with that.
Yeah, as long as he was warm.
So my husband was.
It was really cold a few mornings.
It was cold, yes. My husband was like, well, you should take it in here and do this and do that. And I'm like,
put a little belt on.
Yeah, I was like, I made it in a day and a half, okay? Give me a break. I'll make him a better one, all right? Promise.
Oh, my God.
I know. And did your husband ever do that? Talk to you about whatever you're crafting at the time? Could be anything. And give you like advice on how you should do it? Never.
Are you kidding me? I'll come out with a sweater that I bought from J. Jill and he'll be like, is that one that you made? I'm like, no. He doesn't.
I think that's awesome. He thinks you do good work.
I guess so. No, what it says to me is that he is not paying any attention ever to what I'm working on. Never, never, never.
No, I don't. Maybe. A little
yeah,
bit.
Come on.
Maybe a little bit. I was trying to defend him,
I know
but I
you
was
were.
like,
Yeah,
never mind. He doesn't know what you're working on.
No.
I think you should go out and get something very, very expensive and say, look what I made.
Yeah, I could do that, and he'd be like, oh, wow, that's beautiful.
He might put in an order for next year for you to make something for his sister for Christmas. Don't do that. I mean, don't show him something beautiful. Because,
right.
You know?
It'll just put me to work.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
True. That is true. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't want to have to do that. No pressure.
He's very good-natured about it, though, because, all this yarn behind me and other places, not all husbands would be as tolerant of all that, but...
Yeah. Mine has his own shopping problems, so he doesn't. We've agreed to just like when a package comes in for the other one, to either look the other way or smile and say, "That's great."
Yeah,
That's it. Although we try
secrets to a happy marriage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
whips. What do you
Yes.
have?
Oh, I have. You know how I love my cheap and cheerful yarns. You always laugh at me about this, but you know, I have so many yarns from years past that I just can't
part with.
Yeah, I can't part with.
That's
so
okay.
So I had this yarn.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah, it's a combination of Bernat alpaca natural blends, which is acrylic and alpaca, and paton or patons. I don't know how you.
I always say patent, but I guess it would have 2 T's if it was patent.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
P-A-T-O-N.
Anyways, you know,
show everybody.
you know what it is. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I don't even know. What is it?
That it's got a lot of nice.
Oh, it's
color.
an alpaca blend too.
Oh, okay.
It's acrylic and alpaca and polyester.
That's got a
Anyway.
nice colors in there. You should
Yeah,
hold
you
that up
know,
closer so everybody can see.
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's just been kind of sitting around. You see, it's basically like a real ruby red and like a rust color almost. And so I found this pattern. I think it was a free pattern actually.
Really?
But
I don't know. It's under, there's your patterns there. So
Yeah.
maybe it's in there. Or it's in your bucket. It's in your little...
is it
Why do I call everything a
a
bucket?
bucket?
I call it a bucket. If it's a bag, it's a bucket. If it's a container, it's a bucket. If it's a...
Oh my god, what did I do with it?
I don't know.
I had it sitting right
Did
here.
it fall down on the ground there? Maybe? Maybe it fell out of your...
No,
You don't remember the
Dang
name
it.
of it?
I don't. I think it was by Lion Brand. Well,
Did you... You only printed it? You don't have it in an electronic version?
you know, I probably do have it in an electronic version. Thank you for saying so.
Oh, you're very welcome. Anything I can do to help.
Help move things along, for God's sakes.
No, I don't think so. Can I hold this up while you're
You
looking? I think
can.
it's so pretty. And the yarn is quite soft, so it's nice. And it'll be nice to be able to toss it in the washing machine without worrying about it, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's really pretty.
Oh,
I
here
hope
it
you find
is.
the name of it.
I do. I have it
Yeah,
right here.
it's beautiful. I love it.
It's called the Falling Water Sweater.
Falling Waters.
Yes.
Nice.
By
Gosh, what's
One Dog Woof.
One Dog Wolf?
Yeah.
That could be our name.
And it's I know. It's designed for Lion Brand yarn, but I'm not using Lion Brand yarn. There it is.
Oh,
right
that's
there.
really cute.
Yeah, so it's super simple.
What size
top
needles
down.
are you using? Those are pretty big.
Yeah, they're
huh?
pretty big. I
What
think
needles
they're
are those? Black
size
ones?
11.
What are
Yeah,
they?
they're I don't have them in here with me. I don't know. There's some set that I bought on sale. It was my first set of circulars ever.
Oh, really?
And I bought them at that Tuesday morning. You know,
Oh,
remember
I
those
do
stores?
know. I thought they closed.
I think they did, but I've had these for a long time, and they were like $110 set for like $40, and I was like, oh, look at this. So I know
So it
and
came home with you.
it came home with me, and you know they've
Yeah.
done very well for me for many years. So
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really cute. I like them.
so yeah, so I kind of looked at this as something to help me get my knitting mojo back. You know, something.
Is it coming back?
It is coming back.
Well, your sweater set you back a little bit, huh? That sweater.
Yeah, it did, but you know what? I'll get it figured out. I'm off and running now. I'm
good.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we have some acquisitions. Oh, let's talk about your whips first.
Okay.
show some whips, and then we'll talk about our
Well, I'm
yarn
going to show
story.
you guys this one. This is in a lovely bag that Gayle gave me for my birthday. Say the name
Oh,
of
I
it.
think that was for Christmas.
Was it Christmas?
Yeah.
It probably
A
was.
tenty, yeah.
A tenty bag. And so this is a smaller bag that came in a bigger bag. But I'm using all the bags. I even used the bag that came in. The bags came in to keep the bags protected. So I've got all the bags.
Yeah, so many bags.
I know, right?
I was, when I saw that, I was like, wow, look at all these bags. I don't think I ordered this many bags.
Well, look, there's this bag, and then this bag is inside of this bag, and then this goes into a bigger bag. And then there's a bag that all of those go into to keep them protected. Like if you bought a really nice purse and it comes with a bag. Yeah. It's like that. And the bag is really nice that they all go in. So
I know.
Kept that too.
I know. Like tenty bags are, I think, the creme de la creme.
I think you're right. And I know I've been coveting yours forever. Yeah. So I cannot tell you what a fabulous gift that is. And she's like the best gift giver in the whole wide world, so I love it.
You are too. My God, I'm always trying to keep up with you because you always do these fabulous experiences.
Well, I like hanging out with you, and that's how I can like just tell Jason I've got plans. That's right. Indeed you do, woman. So so this is my first sock. It's a chicken sock. Oh my God, an egg. How cute.
You know what? You showed me that and I didn't even notice.
You didn't even get that it was an egg?
No, I didn't even notice the egg at the toe. Oh my God.
Is that too
adorable?
Cute?
Just adorable.
I know. I just love it. So I'm working on the second one, but I've only got the cuff done.
So that comes from Charlotte's, is it Charlotte Stone?
Charlotte Stone. And so this particular pattern is in this charming colorwork socks.
Now that's her newest book that just came out.
No, this is her older book.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
There's the new one.
This is her brand new book.
I was going to get you that for your birthday.
I know.
And then you told me you bought it for yourself. I bought it the first day it came out.
I was like, I'm so excited.
So Olivia and Megan ended up getting them for
well,
Christmas
they're very
instead.
lucky. They're very lucky. But I am going to show you guys because this colorwork socks are so interesting, the construction. So on my socks that I make, because I just like to have them on the needles because they're easy and fast and thoughtless kind of knitting for me, is I do 56 stitch socks. So they're perfect socks for me. But because colorwork kind of brings it in a little bit, and so you still have to get the color work part over that heel, you know, it's kind of tough. So I said what I'll do is I'll do a 64, and then even with your color work you increase, so you go up a needle size. Like I usually do a 1, and in her pattern she said go to 1.5, but I went to a 2, just because the last one I made, it was a beautiful lavender flower pattern, and it was so tight that I couldn't wear it at all. So I got frustrated and I haven't redone it, but it's on my list. So this one, I made this top bigger and then even increased here. So you do an increase in stitches here, and you go up a needle size, or at least a half a size for the color work. And then you decrease and go down. So I did 64, did all my increases, and then decreased down here to 56, which would be my normal size. But you can kind of see it kind of, I don't know if you can.
Do you think maybe you should have started out with your normal size and then just increased at the color work part?
Yeah, because it's kind of got this little bell thing going here. Yeah, so it's not super attractive, I don't think.
So darn cute though. I just can't get over that toe. That I missed that the first time.
You didn't see
I know.
The egg
I know. I was so busy looking at the chickens and the cute little beaks on them.
Yes.
Oh my God,
and she
so
does,
cute.
She does make her pattern simple enough, like you see here where it's red and yellow and white and blue. But this is a duplicate stitch, this one and this one. So she keeps it so that you're only working 2 colors. at the same time. At least the patterns that I've done.
So
I'm not
cute.
saying she doesn't have any that might have 3, but
Mm-hmm.
the ones that I've done haven't. So I am making the second one to match this one, but then after this, I'm going to try and cast on my regular and then just go up. Just follow her directions and keep my stitches here, because she's very specific about don't catch your floats even if they're like 10. She tries to make the patterns so that it doesn't go too like you don't have like 15.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't catch them, because she doesn't want you to catch them, because then it's going to bind it more.
Oh.
So anyway, it was very
So
interesting. Yes. They're just adorable. I really, really like them. I love her patterns. They're great. And so the yarn that I use, let's talk about that yarn for a second.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called Yarn Citizen.
I've never heard of that.
And it's a yarn, and I got it from Jimmy Bean's Wool. And the reason that I purchased it, it's like,
Oh, is that the recycled
it
stuff?
is kind of recycled. And so
yeah.
I think when they first started selling it, so it's still wool, but they've done it, they're trying to do like a cheaper version of decent yarn wool, so everybody can have some.
Sure.
And I think when they first started it, it was like $10. And now I was looking it up to make sure I had everything right, and it's like 16 now. But I don't know if it maybe was just a special, that I got it on at $10.
Yeah.
Which could be. So that's Yarn Citizen, and then the colorways are, hang on, I'll tell you. So the blue is Thunderstorm, and then the white is just Natural, and then the yellow and the red are minis that I have from Coats and Company, and they're Electric Yellow and Mulberry. And that's
Cool.
it on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any more whips?
Well,
What else you got over there?
let's talk about this one. And we all know I'm working on that shawl, the lemon tree shawl. I can show it real quick if you want to, but we're going to talk about this one because this one's going to be frogged. And I want everybody to see it. It's because it's so ugly.
It's not that ugly.
It's ugly. It's like the ugliest. I'm just going to do it this way, you guys, so you can see the ugly stripes. I mean, do you remember those old polo shirts that they used to have, and did you like them? I guess they were really popular, so some people had to like them, but I am not loving this. I just don't like it. I think it's ugly. So I'm gonna frog it. They just don't go together, and I don't think the size is right. So
It's nice yarn.
it's beautiful yarn, and you know what? I can do something else with it.
You can. Okay.
So, well, probably that's the only problem. It's probably why I haven't frogged it yet. Each one of these is cut, so really I'm not going to be able to use these over. Does that make sense?
Well, but it's a cardigan, so it's a pretty long section before it's cut, right?
Yeah, you might be right.
So-
I'll just have a bunch of little balls, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, so, but I don't care for it at all.
Yeah.
It's quite ugly.
And
And
we talked about this, and my opinion is
if you
life
don't-
is too short to be working on something that you don't like and you feel is ugly.
I
So,
agree.
Why,
I
with all the amazing projects in the world,
think,
why work on something you hate and think is ugly?
and you know what? That was exactly my thought as I'm like, oh, it's not that hard to do. Just keep going. And I'm like, why? Didn't you do this with other stuff? And I never wear the stuff that I make myself, just push through and finish, because I don't like it. I don't feel good about it. I don't
Right.
have shining memories of knitting it up and joy. And I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but when
No,
you're
it
working
doesn't.
on
Not
something
at
that
all.
you really like, you are
Yeah.
excited. You're ready to have it done so you can wear it. And
It's
that
true.
one, I'm like, every time I look at it, I'm like, I hate you.
Oh,
So,
God, yeah. No, you don't need that
that's
in your
a lot
life.
of negative energy poured into
Yes.
that cardigan.
Oh, my
So
God.
it's out.
Good.
We're gonna frog that.
Get rid of it.
And then I have been working on this one. That
is turning out so cute.
It is cute. Where is yours? Have you worked on it at all, or
Not
you just
too
don't
much.
like it?
It's not that I don't like it. What do I do with it?
Oh, I don't know. So this one is the Ashlin Shaw by Rachel Wolf Designs. And the yarn I got from a chick that knits, and it's a kit called the Lemon Tree Kit. And so you can see that the one white is assigned pooling. I'll hold it up here so you guys can see the yellow. Oh, look, that big hole is like right there.
Oh.
So I set this down for a while, and then I picked it back up, and I thought I was doing them right, my little flowers,
Yeah.
and realized that
Oh.
I wasn't doing right. I finished the whole row and back again and was working on the other color, and I was like, oh my God, what is that humongous hole? And then I was just like, I'll just say they're little buds instead of flowers.
There you go.
But
Yeah,
that's how I
I
roll.
didn't even bring mine.
You didn't even bring
no,
yours
I didn't
in
even bring
here?
it in.
I love how this is turning out.
It's turning out really.
It's just so
See,
cute.
mine doesn't have this.
You don't
pattern.
have the.
No, I just have stripes that keep getting wider and wider.
Okay.
Which means it's really kind of a mindless knit, and I don't know why I don't work on it more. When
I think you got frustrated with your flowers.
I
with
did.
This assigned pooling.
Yeah.
And I'll just show you guys some of these flowers here.
I was so excited to have assigned pooling yarn, and so I have a lot of it. And
we did buy a ton.
Didn't we?
I'm over
Up at Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought like 4 huge, I forget what the yarn dyer's name is, but she had these huge things where it was like one hank was a shawl.
Right.
Shawls were.
Exactly.
And then, I never did anything. And now I'm like, do I?
Well, I think, you know what?
I'll do it.
Yeah, you will eventually, because once you start
Eventually.
doing these, I think they weren't working out real well for you at first.
They weren't. Yeah, I didn't like those big holes, but I think that's all part of it. And so when it all comes together, it's kind of organic like that. And then you have the stripes of the navy. Mine are rosebuds with navy stripes in between.
And you've got those beautiful pink rosebuds. You've got
all right, I'll show it next time. I promise.
Yeah, because it really
and I promise
is
to work
cute.
on it.
It really is a very cute shawl, and
Yeah.
I love how it. Matter of fact, you were working on yours, and I liked yours so much. I was like, I'm pulling mine out and doing it.
That's right.
So I don't know why you're frustrated with it.
No, either.
I mean, it
I
already
promise I'm
inspired people to do it, and you're
person. It inspired person to do it.
like, maybe I'm just
Some
a copycat.
No, you're not. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, my grandmother always said.
There you go.
So.
Exactly. All right.
Okay.
So are we going to go acquisitions, or do we want to talk about, well, if we're going to do acquisitions, we went down to a local yarn shop and joined a, what would you call it? I want to call it a knit night, but it was a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, a knit group.
Yes.
Knit. She has a name for it, but I'm not sure what that name is.
I don't know. But
like
the name of the yarn shop is
Yarn Corner.
Yarn Corner.
Oh my gosh.
So
it is what we have been looking for and dreaming of for years.
Yep.
It's a cafe in the front with coffee and delicious pastries. And the husband, whose name is Elias, he runs that part. And the wife, Bianca, runs the yarn store that's in the back.
Yeah.
And oh my God, what lovely people.
Yes.
What a great group.
The group was really welcoming. You know how sometimes you walk into knitting shops and the groups are kind of cliquish, and they
A
don't
little
really,
snooty.
they don't make you feel welcome. This was exactly the opposite. We
Yeah.
walked in having never been there before, and they're like, welcome,
Yeah.
everybody. There was at least 30 people there.
It was amazing.
So
I just
anybody
can't say
who's
enough
visiting,
about it.
they do group knits Tuesday and Sunday. And the name of the cafe is #cafe, and it's #yarn corner.
Yes.
Okay.
It's at the corner of Bee Ridge and Tuttle Avenue in Sarasota. So if you're in our area, go and pay them a visit, because we really need to support yarn stores like that. Make sure she, you know, it's not a huge yarn store, but everything she has is just what we love. Just beautiful quality yarn.
Yeah, she definitely has nice yarn in there. It's quality over quantity.
Yes.
So,
and we met a local dyer. That was exciting.
yeah.
Yes.
And I purchased something from her.
Yeah. Her name is Catherine Buckmuller.
Mm-hmm.
She her company is called Kitty Bee Knitting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Kitty Bee by the Sea is her. Oh, there's Alfie. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Look at
I think
this.
that's
Beautiful.
actually.
Is it? Look at that. Isn't that
That
beautiful?
is beautiful.
This is Beach-tastic. 50-50 merino wool and cotton. And which she look, my hair's in it. What she really specializes in, because it is a Florida dyer, is dyeing on natural fibers, linen and cotton. She does have wool.
Yeah. But
She does have wool and stuff like that, but a lot of her stuff is plant-based. And you guys know, with the plant-based, it doesn't take color the same as wool. And her colors, even on her cotton and linen, were bright and beautiful. I mean, unless like she wanted, you know, a more muted palette. But I was impressed with some of her colors.
Yeah, she was fascinating.
She was
just really creative. She started out as a commercial interior
designer.
Yeah, and now she constructs. You know, she designs designs knitted objects as well, and puts some of that same aesthetic into her work. Yeah, so they're gonna do a knit along, I think starting in March. Yeah, they had this pattern of hers knitted up in the store, the Palmer Tee. And when I looked at it, I was like, that is so beautiful, so interesting looking, because it starts off, how do you describe that? It's like,
you know, she was making it at the knit afternoon. And so the construction was like almost like you make panels and put them together. But I don't know if that's the whole way to do it, but it's a unique construction process.
it is.
And so they're going to do a knit along starting in March. So we're going to do that with them. And naturally, we would want all of you to participate. It would be fun. So the Palmer Tee is going to be our knit along starting in March by Catherine Buckmuller. Buchmueller.
We'll put the information in the show notes as well for that.
Yeah,
but what a treat that was to meet her, meet all those nice people.
Yeah, and so it was funny because I was like, because it was cold, like for a week or two. And I realized all my shawls are quite colorful. Not that I don't like that, I do. But sometimes when you're going to a work event, maybe you want something that's a little bit more muted. So that's why I actually picked up this color, because that's about as muted as I could get. And then, you know, a little mohair to go with it, because gotta have it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's gonna be really nice.
So yeah, I'll make a nice shawl with this so that I'm ready for next year, and watch, it won't get cold next year. But we've got plans to go up north, so
There you go.
we can wear it. So
Yeah.
so I just happened to grab that, and then I was talking to her, and I didn't even know this was her yarn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were just shooting the breeze, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, that's the yarn I dyed," and I was like, "Get out, really?" So
She was really interesting.
she was interesting, and Bianca, the owner of the yarn store, is very interesting too. She's German, so she's a very good knitter, and just so supportive. I mean, everybody was supportive of everybody's work. I mean, somebody came in with a finished sweater. It was the very first one.
Yeah.
She got to show it off. Everybody clapped. It was like, yay, good job. So, I mean, who doesn't want to do that? Everybody wants to be part of a group like that.
It was a really nice afternoon.
Yeah.
So this is what I bought. You didn't even see this because I bought this. I cheated on you with Olivia, my daughter.
If it wasn't your daughter, I wouldn't forgive you.
She wanted to check out a yarn store, and you had told me that somebody on
the comments said to check them out.
Right. Mm-hmm. I had no idea there was even another yarn store in Sarasota. So we did check it out. And I had been wanting, everything that I have is bright colors. You can see behind me here. I have nothing neutral. And they have knitting for, there's no other place in town, I don't believe, where you can buy knitting for olive.
Oh.
And
so you got water, white.
I did. Is it called white? Snowflake is what it's called.
Snowflake.
Yes. So I got a sweater's quantity of knitting for olive, extra fine merino, and to go with it.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Very nice.
Snowflake mohair silk.
Do you know, I have to give you kudos, because when you're like, I'm going neutral, you just go all the way. There's no way I would have been able to buy just white.
Really?
Not in a million zillion years. This was, and I showed you this, I was like, this is neutral, and you were like, no comment.
Okay. It's more neutral.
Well, this is a neutral shirt. This is my neutral shirt.
That's right.
And it's blue.
Right. It's neutral-ish. Yeah.
That's funny.
So,
that's all you got is white in there?
Yeah, that's all I have. A sweater's quantity of white in the extra fine merino.
I bet it's going to be
mohair
beautiful.
Silk.
It's going to be beautiful.
And what I had kind of thought is, I have so many different colors.
Oh, you're going to put something with that?
Yeah, maybe a colorwork sweater.
Mm-hmm.
But, the cream for the body. And then I'll have to pick out what I want here. Maybe something like this. Remember this?
I do. That's a little bright, though.
Well, it is bright. You brought this back from Yellowstone for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful. 50% silk, 50% superwash merino. Yeah, I don't know what I'll pick yet, but I have plenty of choices of fingering weight, special yarn.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
So there you go.
But you know what I want to see.
Dumped it all upside down. Oh well. What do you want to see?
I want to see this sweater.
Oh yes.
Stuff that you got, because I still haven't seen that yarn.
I know. I just dumped this all
out.
Okay.
Well, you go ahead and pick it up, and I'll tell everybody. So she's just like, oh, I found this great sweater, and I bought this yarn, and it's coming from Canada, and I'm like, what? Tell me more. And she's just like, oh, well, I'll show you. And then she sends me this picture. Oh my God, so beautiful. And then she forgets to show it to me every time.
I know. Well, here it is. Okay. Right. So I love this sweater. Oh, Alfie got a hold of this.
The dog ate your homework.
The dog ate my homework. The Lunenburg pullover by Savory Knitting. Amy Christopher's. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I've made 2 of her Felix sweaters for my girls
for
Christmas last year. And this has been calling out to me for the longest time. Oh my God, I love this sweater. This color work is just, if you remember, my first colorwork sweater was my Unbearable.
I can't believe you did that sweater for your very first colorwork sweater.
I can't believe it either. It was so difficult. It had big floats that I had to catch. I forget what the technique even is, but this looks like it has a nice small repeat, so probably will be a little easier on the color work. And I have so much yarn, but I was like, you know, nothing is calling out to me. And if you look on Ravelry, there are a bunch of different colors of this, you know, in the different projects people are doing. But I was like, I just can't find anything that I like as well as the actual yarn that is knitted in this picture. And so I got
Oh my
this.
God. Those are beautiful.
It is by Lichen and Lace. Dyer in...
just hold that up so everybody can just keep seeing it.
Yeah, I know.
That's beautiful. So the dark blue is the base of the sweater?
Correct.
Okay.
And then, yeah, these are the different...
You don't have another light blue in there, I guess? Just one?
No, just one. Yeah. So
everybody can see.
Yeah.
Gosh, those are beautiful together.
Beautiful? Oh, I love it so much. I can't wait. I'm forcing myself to wait until I get a couple other whips done, but I'm having a really hard time. I like keep this by my bedside, which is why my puppy ate my, because I just keep looking at it and going through it and thinking, oh, I can't wait to get started on this.
What did you, which whips are you gonna finish?
Well, I want to finish this sweater. I want to, you know, I have a cardigan. I don't know if I'll finish that. I'm having a hard time getting going on the cardigan that I showed a couple, or last month,
Isn't
I guess.
it funny how we get excited about something, we cast it on, and then for some reason, it just doesn't jive?
Well, I can tell you why it doesn't jive.
Okay.
There's too much going on with it because it's that Expression Fiber Arts yarn. It's this stuff right here. And so it's meant to be a fade of these four colors working together. So it starts out with this, and this yarn is just beautiful. So it starts out with this, and this is pearlescent worsted, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, pearlescent worsted. So it's 50% superwash merino and 50% mulberry silk. So you start off with this, and then you fade into this, and then you fade into this, and then you fade into this.
Oh, beautiful.
It is beautiful, but you know what? The whole fade process, because it's a cardigan, it's knitted, you know, it's like this long.
Right.
You know, it's got a cable, so it's got not only the fade, but it's got a cable going down each side of the cardigan. And this fade, she says, yeah, so start out by doing, when you go to fade, do 2 rows of color 1, and then 1 row of color 2, and then go to 2 of the other one and 1 of the, but half the time you end up cutting the yarn at the end because it's not just,
otherwise it would look stripy because you can't keep going back.
Right.
Oh.
Right. So there's that, and then there's the cable, and the charting I'm finding really difficult for the, because it's just like, you know, 1 cable chart, but then you've got all of the fade numbers that you have to keep. I'm just finding it so overwhelming that I
Right.
just don't even pick it up. I'm like, this is just
Right. It's a job.
getting the best of me.
It's a job instead of an enjoyment. Right. So
Right.
I get it. I get it. And you know what? When it comes down to that, if you just find you're not enjoying that pattern, frog it. Do
Yeah.
something else. Or at least make it an unfinished object. I mean, maybe you would come back to it later and be like, yeah, I might want to finish that.
True.
You know, which is, I've kind of thought about doing that with that ugly striped sweater. Maybe just setting it aside. And if I don't come back to it in a few months, then junk it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll frog it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really disappointed though, because I do love the yarn so
yarn's
much.
Beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
It is, and it's a dream to work with, this yarn, but this pattern is really difficult for me. So.
You know you're gonna like the other pattern, so
I do.
I would set that in an unfinished object, and you can decide later whether or not it's even worth it for you to finish.
Oh, so
And then I'm giving you permission to
work on my
start your new
Wonderfluff?
one.
Okay.
Well, we can't have Alfie ripping up that old pattern, right?
Oh my god. So what acquisition? Do you have something else? Another acquisition?
We've got a couple of acquisitions. So I got these at #Yarn Cafe. And so check out those colors. So
those are beautiful.
Yeah, and both of these are knitting for Olive, and one is it's just called Dusty. It's like, I think it's more of let me hold it back some to see. I think it's kind of an aqua. Oh, it's Dusty Aqua. I don't know why it just said Dusty on the other side. Maybe I just didn't see it. Oh, it has aqua underneath the
I see.
thing.
Yeah.
So it's Dusty Aqua. So it's kind of got a green. And then this one is Dusty Rose. And so my intention with these is just a little, let me see if I can, right here. I've got it right here. What? So this is an Olga Putano Designs. And the name of this pattern is La Fleur Top. And so that's it right there. That's my intention. I really find these little short sleeve tops, I wear them a lot.
Yeah.
And I enjoy wearing them.
And they're such a pleasure to make.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, this is fingering. This was worse than I think.
Oh, that's true.
So
yeah,
it was even a little faster.
That's true.
So we'll see how that goes. So I got those. And this is the yarn, and I only brought it because I knew we were going to talk about me searching for these. So a chick that knits had a sale, and so I picked these up on her sale. How adorable is that color?
That's beautiful.
And what's the name of it? So this is her singles fingering, and it's called Lavender Fields, and it's just 100% superwash merino wool. So I'll show you again because it's just so pretty. Which I just love that. And then I wanted just some worsted in a solid color, and this is called the Grove, and it's again just
that's
super
neutral.
wash. I think it is neutral. It's a dark green though.
It is.
It's a really dark green.
Yeah.
I think more than like a gray or a black, but I think it's neutral.
I do too.
So and
what are you gonna do with all that?
I don't know yet because it was just a sale. And I do like a chick that knits yarns. I think her yarns are very well sourced. Yeah. And they're just a pleasure. They're a pleasure to knit with.
Yeah.
And if you've ever knit with something that's, I don't know, it comes apart, or it's too slippery, or too hard, and hurts your fingers. I don't really like it, but I really enjoy knitting with her yarns. So.
Yeah, her dyes are beautiful too.
Yeah, she does a great job there.
Beautiful job.
I think she's out of Oklahoma.
I think you're right.
Yeah. All right, what else do we have? Anything else knitting related?
Let's see. Oh, no,
we forgot about that.
We forgot about this. So, we are a really bad influence on each other.
Well, you know what? I think I just got done telling you. This is how awful we are. I got done telling her, you know what? I have so much yarn. It's going to be my goal in 2025 to not purchase more yarn, to use the yarn that I have for the projects that I'm going to do.
And
those words are out of my mouth.
I support you 100%.
But
look at this. So, you know, I get all of these emails from that webs, yarn.com, that online yarn store, and they're always having sales, and so I got this email for this cute little crochet along. Now look at that.
It's so
adorable.
My
gosh. And the whole kit was $60. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, there goes Alfie. Oh, sorry about that. So I sent it to you because I was like, I'm really thinking about this. It's so darn adorable.
Cute. Yes.
So we ordered it.
Yeah, we both ordered it. So we're both going to do this crochet along.
Starts in March.
I think it's going to be so super cute because really if you look at it, I mean, if you look at this, I mean, I'm sure she's going to do like one line. So these are blocks and stuff. Yeah. So how much fun just to sit and watch TV. I mean, I don't know what everybody, I watch TV like an hour of TV a night at least.
And see, I can't do projects like this and watch TV. I have to be in a quiet place. But that's okay, because that's my quiet time.
See, I find that to be TV. Yeah. TV knitting or TV crocheting.
Yeah. So this is by Sirdar. I don't know how you pronounce that, I imagine. Sirdar. Oh, yeah. And you can go right to their site, or you can go to webs.com, or it's yarn.com, the Webs yarn store.
Yeah.
And find this kit.
Yep.
It just looks like so much fun.
You find the kit, and then if you order the kit, then you go to, it has a link, and you go to the Sirdar, which is a UK company, and you get the pattern for free. Yeah. So you just sign up for the pattern. You have to download your cookies, though. So I was like, there's no place for me to put my email in. I'm a terrible when it says accept all cookies, and I just try not to.
No, I'm not doing it.
I know, you know me, I'm so stubborn about everything. I'm going to be one of those where my kids are going to be, just give it to me, Mom, you know? Be this old-fashioned person.
Safe.
I don't know if it does that.
I don't know either, but anyways.
So that's going to be fun. That starts when?
March?
I think February 8th.
Oh, February?
I think so.
Oh, I think you might be right. I think I'm getting confused.
Well, we're March for the knit along for Kitty B's tea.
Yeah.
And then February 8th. So we'll have two rolling along at the same time.
Yeah,
so we better have we're gonna have to stop doing other stuff and just knit and crochet.
Exactly.
So we have something to show. All of our viewers are gonna be like, look what we did, and we're gonna have like
I know
a lot less. Oh man, sometimes I'm like, I can't wait till I can retire so I can just do all of the things that I love just doing, you know?
I know. So much fun.
Yep. So I think we were talking about that, and you said you should just have your knitting on your desk, and then
why can't you just knit while you're working? You can knit and watch TV. Why can't you knit and work?
Oh, I gotta think when I'm working. I don't have to think when I'm watching TV. And a lot of times, I don't know how other people do it, but I mean, a lot of times I'm hearing the TV more than I'm watching it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which means that you can't watch something intricate. There's knitting TV, and then there's non-knitting TV,
True.
In my opinion. You know, if you're watching, like, you know, a murder mystery, it's not, you know, that's not knitting.
It's a clue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk bees if we're done.
Yeah.
Are we talking, done talking
we're done.
knitting?
We're done.
Okay. Crocheting and all things fiber?
Yeah.
Let's move to bees.
Okay.
How's your bees doing?
Well, this is a hard time of year for them. And I don't know if you noticed when you came, how could you not notice? The property right next to where my bees are was bought by the county, and they are in the process of ripping out every single tree on that 10 acres of property because they're going to put a retention pond in. And so, there's heavy equipment running from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 days a week, which is really just disruptive to the bees. So I haven't even been able to go into them because, one, it's been too cold, but two, one day when I tried to go into them, I think when they ripped up all those trees, they displaced a lot of beehives that were in old trees, and my bees were getting robbed out. So I've just kept them closed up. I'm feeding them now.
Are you?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that on the way in. No, but I didn't look. You were having like a little orientation flight, so I was...
Oh, good. That's
good. I was happy to see that.
Good. Yeah. So, not a lot going on with my bees right now.
Yeah. I'm about the same. Mine.
Yeah.
I've just left mine alone. It's been too cold to open them.
Right.
And I haven't started feeding mine, but I did not take any honey this year. I think I took a little bit like in the spring, but that's all. I didn't take any other honey, so I know that they've got plenty of food.
Yeah.
So I'm not really worried about that.
Oh, good.
And I'm just not getting in them because there's no point.
Right. Okay, so nothing to report about.
Nothing
bees.
to report about the bees. I mean, they're not very active. I mean, sometimes I'm actually like staring, like,
Me
where
too.
did I lose the hive?
Right.
Because they
Me
are not
too.
coming in and out. I mean, when it gets cold like that, their activity goes way down.
Yeah. I find when the temperature is under 60, they're just in there huddled together trying to keep warm.
Exactly.
Yeah, it scares me too. I'm like, really? Another one? Have I lost another hive? Because I've lost a few since the fall.
Right. But you got booze. I don't know why I just got tickled.
Oh.
And I said, you got booze. No, not booze bees. Boobies. You got bees. I'm sorry. I'm easily amused. You got them in your swarm trap though, didn't you? Didn't you catch a swarm?
I did catch a swarm and they died. I told you that, right? I opened it up. If you look at the tree that swarm trap is on, it's on our property, but a big branch of it was on the property next door. They brought an excavator or whatever and just ripped the branch. I mean, it's like this big around. Just ripped it off the tree.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, that
so
hive left.
It's so upsetting to me what they're doing.
It's so upsetting. And I have there's nothing I can do about it. We called the head engineer over the entire property, and he was just as cold as can be. Just said, nope, sorry, our orders are to take every tree out that's on that property, because if there's a tree that fell on your property, you could sue us. And my husband said, I'm a real estate attorney. What the guy said was, if a hurricane came along and the tree fell on your property, you could sue us. My husband said, a tree falling is an act of God, and especially during a hurricane or a storm, you can't be sued. But they're ripping up every
the county
tree.
doesn't care.
They don't care.
The government.
They don't have to plant. They don't have to plant trees. I said, don't they have to plant trees when they take them out? Nope.
No, dear, you have to plant trees and pay them for the privilege of doing so.
Yeah, all right, let's not get on a political rant.
It's
very, very tempting because I'm very upset about it right now, but there's not a thing I can do about it. I've tried, and I guess...
That's really sad because, your bees probably were getting a lot of their pollen and nectar.
Sure.
From over there.
Yeah, there were a lot of Brazilian pepper trees in that property.
Yeah. No, well, I guess you're
So-
gonna have to plant some. But the people across the street keep their stuff nicely landscaped, so
It's true. And yeah,
Lots of
and
good
further
flowers.
south of us, I
Mhm.
mean, they're not just foraging right
Yeah.
next door. They're going 3 to 5 miles away. So thank goodness for
yeah,
that.
it's just
If I
terrible
can just
to
keep
have.
them alive
Yeah.
until they're finished with all this work.
Yep.
You know, I ordered 5 nukes, which are small starter hives. I reserved 5 of them from Ed Coleman
Oh,
down
did
in
you?
Venice. Yeah,
Oh.
because I had lost a few in the fall.
Uh-huh. Have you thought about
So-
moving yours at all? Maybe to the other pasture?
Well, you know, this is the only pasture that the horses aren't in.
Right.
So I wanted to keep them away from the horses and
Right.
keep them away from the dogs.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
that makes sense.
So it's a perfect place for that. And
Yeah.
I suppose it still will be perfect,
Mhm.
you know, once
Once they're done, maybe
they're
they'll
done.
have something if it's a retention pond. I don't know. You could even just plant some stuff along your fence line there so that you don't
Yeah.
have to look at that.
True.
Although I can't imagine how you've been dealing with all of the noise.
It's been really,
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
But-
Wow. I think I would have to leave every day.
Mhm.
I got
It's very
someplace to
tempting.
go.
Very
Yeah.
tempting. It's hard working from home when all that's going on, but
Yeah. Yeah.
what do you do? Anyway, all right. This is not a grumbling. And,
Well, you know, a lot of people have those issues too, so it's
I
okay to
I know.
put it out there.
But this
We've
is
all
our
had to deal
fun
with it.
place.
This is true. This is
So-
true. So we'll plant something there. So your bees. Well, you know what? Your husband already did. He planted a nice orange tree.
He
Didn't
did, yep, and some oak trees.
There you
so,
go.
Yeah.
So
Yep. We'll just have to.
plant your own. You're
That's
gonna
right.
plant your own space for your bees to be happy.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
I have to do some research and see what their most favorite flower would be.
Yeah. I know they like those bottle brush.
Do they?
I think so. I don't know.
Interesting.
And those lipstick, those ones with the red things. I don't know.
Isn't that? I thought that was a bottle brush. Maybe not.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know my sister went to plant. Her mother-in-law, when her and her husband built their house, her mother-in-law wanted, or Cindy wanted bottle brush trees, and her mother-in-law said she wasn't allowed to plant them because it had pollen that she didn't like.
Oh.
My sister said, "Oh."
Okay.
It was so funny. My sister didn't plant it out of respect for her, but I had to hear about it for
Oh, I
quite some
bet.
time. I was like, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
In-laws, I tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got great in-laws. So I'm like,
good.
well,
Good for you.
yeah, it is. It's really lucky for me. So, oh, did I tell you? My mom sold her house.
No.
Well, sold it. She's got a contract, and they're going to closing in February.
Oh my
So-
goodness.
So yeah,
Oh,
she's
well,
super excited.
congratulations
So
to her.
she's gonna be closer. So that's
Good.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll have an easier life. And
Well,
it'll be nice for her to be closer to you.
yeah. So
Mhm.
we're pretty excited about that,
Good.
and looks like everything's going smooth for this contract. So
Oh, I'm
she's
so glad.
yeah. So things are good. So I gotta go out there and help her do some more packing, even though she's having professionally packed
Mm-hmm.
and moved. So, which, you know, once you do that once, boy, you don't go back to packing yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Well,
So,
good. Well,
yeah,
that's good
so
news.
There's a high note.
Yeah. All right. Shall we end on our high note?
Yes,
All
and
right.
our high note with all of our beautiful
I
new
know,
acquisitions.
I
I'm so
know.
excited about
Me
these.
too. Me too.
All right, you guys,
I'm gonna
get
start
ready
my
for your
ranunculus.
You're
No, not ranunculus. My what's it called? Lunenburg.
Lunenburg.
No more
Lunenburg.
ranunculi for a while.
None.
No.
I haven't made one.
Oh, you need to make one. They're fun. It's fun to make.
Oh, it's on my list.
Okay, good.
All right, my friends, we'll see you next month.
Yes,
We'll
have a
have
good month.
hopefully more to show, more good stuff.
Absolutely.
And get ready for your if you want to join the crochet along.
Yeah.
That would be
That would
great.
be so much fun.
Yeah.
Such fun.
And then also for the knit along, that one they'll start in March. So we've got another month before we really have to get ready for that one.
Right.
But this one's going to be February 8th.
Yeah.
It's
coming up really fast.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Hopefully we get our yarn in time.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
We will, because that comes from Yarn Job.
Massachusetts,
Yeah.
isn't the...
And they're very good. They're very good
Yeah.
at shipping. I've ordered
It's
mucho.
That's
mucho
supposed to be
yarn
like
from
a
them.
mega yarn shop
I know.
in Massachusetts.
I know.
I wonder
You can
how
get
far
good
that is
deals.
from New York.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to check into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have good stuff though.
Yeah. All right, my friends.
Okay.
We're going to try, like, we said bye 5 times.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know.
bye.
All right, so happy knitting, happy beekeeping.
Yep.
Bye.
And then that's when she just died.
Yeah, she just did that.
Cool.
Well, I'll try to come back and see that.
She's my only daughter.
Hi everybody, I'm Gayle.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Bianca.
We're with Crafty Bees, Florida, and we are really excited because we finally found our people. A local yarn store that has a knitting group that meets a couple times a week, and Bianca's the owner. So I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about the store and what we're doing here today.
Hi. My name is Bianca. I'm the owner of the hashtag Yarn Corner in Sarasota. This is a cafe and knit store, and we have all those beautiful yarns here, and we meet every Tuesday and every Sunday, and we have our open stitching, possibilities here.
So much fun. These are our people, and we've been looking for you.
Well, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
So you can knit every day in our shop, but those, open stitching hours are where I'm here for sure. And other than that, just come and have some fun with your friends. But those days are special to me too because they're my people too.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people, and very friendly, encouraging people. Cheerleaders for your knitting.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can feel the warmth the minute you walk in here, so we're thrilled.
And the cafe is wonderful too.
Yes, pastries, coffee, tea. Oh, wonderful.
So anybody who's visiting, or if you live here, check it out. Hashtag corner.
Let me, yes,
Say that again
yes.
for me.
all the details. So we're the hashtag Yarn Corner. We are located in the hashtag cafe on 2781 Bee Ridge Road. You can find us on in the internet at hashtagyarncorner.com. On Instagram we're #_yarncorner. And on YouTube, we're the hashtag Yarn Corner Diaries. So you can check out our podcast as well.
Thank you. Thanks for being so welcoming to us.
Always. You and your friends over there. Please come and visit again.
Okay.
Go.
All right. So, tell us a little bit about your business and about your yarn, because I'm really excited to see that your yarn is here.
Thanks so much. So my business started in 2016. This is going to be my 9th year in Memorial Day. I was a local knitter, and I'd worked at a yarn store for many years, and I started experimenting with a dye kit. I don't know if you remember Round Mountain Fibers. They're out of New England. And they used to sell this little yarn kit, and it came with a little citric acid capsule and a dye capsule and a skein of yarn, and a good yarn had them. So I went home, and while my family had their movie night, I went to the kitchen and just started experimenting. And coming from an art school background, I was just hooked. And it really opened up so many possibilities, and I could work from home. I'd given up a career in commercial interior design and architecture, and was staying home with my daughter and was looking for a new way to be creative. So that's where it began. I took one weekend and just dyed on all sorts of bases, learning fibers, how they react, different processes of dyeing. And then I really decided to focus on Florida colors and Florida fibers. So I'm one of the few hand dyers that does cotton and linen cellulose fibers. So this is a cotton linen blend. I have some yarns like this Largo, which is alpaca silk and linen, and when I dye it with the acid dye, you can see a little heathering because the linen doesn't take that dye. But up in the very top right corner, you'll see some pinks and purples, and those are the typical cellulose dyes, fiber reactive dyes, and those will cover 100%, but just in different ways. They pick up the color in different ways. So everything's pretty much Florida inspired.
Wow, that's exciting. Well, I'm really excited to buy some of this. I probably will buy some today before I leave because you know me, I can't resist a new yarn. So.
Yep, and then so my patterns
Beautiful.
came out about a year later. I started writing patterns, and I have published, I think, 38 on Ravelry. Some accessories, but mostly garments. So I really love to build the garment and think in 3D like I would when I was designing spaces. So I tell everyone, instead of dealing with space planning and square footage, I'm now designing and building with row gauge and stitch gauge, and how that is on the human body and how it's on, we're flattering certain areas, we're skimming, we're doing really interesting shapes and trying to make women feel great when they wear one of my garments.
Oh, that's exciting too. And so we'll put all the details about the yarn and the patterns in the show notes.
Thank you so much.